more about some of the swing regions in our country are a deciding factor when it comes to elections in Ghana. Just a recap of it. Call a Greater Accra. Adope Yebesanso Etimu Ebiem Nana and Bra. You started with Greater Accra a day before yesterday. The Western region. Adope Yebesha the Central region. Once again, Yebesha the Ekoso in the Greater Accra region. Now, afe Yashe a region like the Western North. The first time one more Etuaba as a region, full-time region, was in the 2020 general elections. But in time past, we've been able to pull out data apeseste award the Western North region. And typically, Yabema wahu the Ekoso in that particular region. And then what to expect in the next 31 days, award yenimo se Ghana members of parliament, president there. Some of the regions, any dynamics what those regions, any kwanya omufaso awomutu womwabano, and hon komo ananope yanewo AD 56 after 8. Kessben. Join you live wo Facebook na ma wadwen training in ano emra yebeje na yakenkan ni nyina no e dia mawo anope mpacho. Kessben TV is the handle, and I think Kessben FM 92.9. Obetimi ede wadwen training na no afaso ede aba na yakenkan ede aba. Na Andra ye share with a Greater Accra region. You can a lot about issues also in the Greater Accra region. But what you need to know, and it's a metropolitan area. Metropolitan area, comprises of a lot of ethnic groups. Again, Ghana's capital, the Greater Accra region. You have a lot of groups, tribes bibri and womote Greater Accra region womo edi womo ejuma. Now don't forget the metropolis is as well made up of a lot of elite group. Okay, most of the middle class, the upper class, lower class, but I mean a lot of people okay, it has a lot of influence on the people and what the bottom line of a society. For that reason, what goes into elections in the Greater Accra region? Say yeba to a bar and Krofua a one cry ha, one more register one cry ha. And then you come to the traditional Ga Adangbes, who are typically the landowners of this particular region. Now we are coming into that detail shortly. We share the coastal belt what the Greater Accra region predominantly NDC, but most importantly region way ababeye a swing region for about 8 consecutive times Ghana ako abatu. You cannot emphatically predict say afia batu ayeko NDC nebe winning and I say NPP nebe winning. But share the records in terms of parliamentary history. The NPP, the New Patriotic Party, as against the National Democratic Congress. Parliamentary history in terms of seat etimi accumulating now in 1996. And Mekachro said the NPP, New Patriotic Party, enya 9 seats. So all the blue colors, represent the NPP, and all the green, represent the NDC. In 96, NDC won the a lot of parliamentary seats in the Greater Accra region by giving us 13 seats. Then comes the year 2000. President Kufuor Ebemu as presidential candidate for the NPP or shifted region to be blue or teneno. Now from all the way 9 seats, Ebe secure 15 seats as against the NDC, giving us some 7 seats. 2004, Obampeyi Kufuor won again the Greater Accra region for the NPP. We need more seats as well in terms of parliament. Unya 16 seats as against 11 seats. 2008, the NDC stages a comeback from 96. Wamutimi winning a lot of seats in the Greater Accra region. The next one, the highest seat was in 2008. election year. As a then, don't forget, now President Kufuor ni 8 years Ucha as president, no, in 2008, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo became the candidate of the New Patriotic Party. In that election, NPP enya 9 seats in the Greater Accra region, and then NDC winning back a lot of seats in the Greater Accra region by making 18 seats. Now, over 2012 as well, NDC maintaining region by securing a lot of seats. So clearly, it tells you that 96, 2008, 2012, NDC on 3 consecutive different election years, we need a lot more of the seats in the Greater Accra region. Then comes 2016, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ever again for the 3rd time as parliamentary candidate of the New Patriotic Party, managed to flip the region from 2008 and 2012. A lot of the seats it could be NDC. This time round, of flip Emma region no ebeye blue. For that reason, the NPP won 21 seats as against 13 seats for the NDC. So typically, the NPP winning, Richard Mary data bakunansa, the NPP winning about 3 times in terms of parliamentary seats, winning highest, and then the NDC as well winning highest. And see, you come to 2020, we'll tell you more about 2020 because that is the most recent election. In the December so clearly it tells you say in this particular region, no, you can count of 1, 2, 3 for the NPP and then 1, 2, 3 for the NDC. In terms of percentage share, Richard, you are just flip the other side now, Yenko. In terms of percentage share, Ubehu said the NDC in terms of voter, one more governizing in the region, no, mami percentage ones, no, that Yentuaso. In terms of more percentage, one more governizing in the region, no, is around 58%. Then that of the New Patriotic Party is also around the same figure. But clearly, who say Greater Accra region, no, a region bakwa. Now, you cannot emphatically say, aha, the stronghold of the NPP or the NDC. Now, typically, one motion you may be so that the tuaba and none of the air catcher will say the NDC and the NPP Greater Accra region resident ewa one more a year Gan Adangbe's typical ones, including one more a year 2 Kotina, one more 2 from their respective hometowns and regions Ababet and Hano, do not necessarily look at development they look at policies and Nema affecting womo moving forward and sana womo to me after home ede ato aba. Now yanko a year presidential no. Now this is 2020 in terms of seats, no, currently as we speak there are 34 constituencies in the Greater Accra region. I told you say in 2016 the New Patriotic Party won a lot of seats in that particular region. Now in 2020 elections, the NDC flipped back. And this is the time, and rather than air catcher say, so it is the first time an opposition party a winning region where Wabra went to me and we need to become president. Clearly, the NDC in 2020 we need 20 seats out of the 34 constituencies. Emma NPP enya 14 seats in the just recent election yetimi in 2020. In terms of presidential and parliamentary, the NDC won the Greater Accra region in the 2020 general election. Yet, they could not win the presidency. Yet, they could not secure a good majority of seats in the Parliament of Ghana. And this is how the figures are looking. Now, the consequences, it be anything going forward in the next 31 days, what are we supposed to expect in the Greater Accra region? How will things look like? And in terms of presidential, we are just showing you the graph for you to understand the fact that from 96, in 96, the NDC won the region presidential wise. In 2004, the NDC as well won the presidential. Then you come to 2008, NDC winning, and then 2020 as well. And clearly, it tells you, sir, this is how the dynamics, SC ACO, and that is for the Greater Accra region. Now, in terms of raw nominal figures, In 2020, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo enya 1,250,174 votes, representing 48.1% in the Greater Accra region, as against 2016, onya 1,060,157 as well in the Greater Accra region. Now, John Mahama in 2016 enya 946,048 votes, and Afe in 2020 or improve here by securing some 1,326,596 votes, and that is how event in the last few elections but the figures I'm giving you a comparative analysis of figures, raw nominal vote and kasa the presidential candidates the leading ones etimi secure in 2020 and after 2016. Now we'll take you to the central region, but before that, Nana Mamintio, quick one. Now looking at this data, any electoral records what are we to expect as a country going into December 7th? We have barely 31 days more. Oshe Greater Accra Hanuma Nana a bit silent, okay? A lot of political activities say and said that so ube who say political events koswa parliamentary candidates in MPs and organized, but generally the two major political parties we are not really seeing much of them in the Greater Accra region, and don't they have effects going into December 7th?
Okay, Kwame, yes, we are looking forward to see the two political parties NDC ever continue with the change of government. You understand?
Yes,
because in every 8 years, the Greater Accra almost is a government. Every 8 years. 2000, 2008, 2016, and 2024, Kwame, they change. And we are also looking forward to see the new patriotic party can also break the jinx for the first time. Say, Yatuaba, a change of government here. The party etimia wini, the incumbent party etimia wini ye fede said the capital ba Kwame issues
yeah omobe shede atoaba
issues we say one or two issues beat me back in the certain region. It can also reflect our elections.
Okay,
we share the year 2000, the change of government Kwame, Ghanaians were looking for change, and that sound we should have that time ne shall say the capital because higher capital. But adia bakwa National Democratic Congress the antidote to it to the election day was a mekukumo.
Okay,
you understand? So it was like, despite President Rawlings at that time coming from the security background, that time na ma nkofo safe our this country. It will be a too quiet, and I say obia ko dwaso no oba by 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 4 p.m. and so ukofi.
Yes.
Now ma production from our this country. So insecurity eka who be the man your friend say and this elusive. But after the 2008 one issue so new patriotic party.
Yes, sir.
The land grabbing. You understand?
Grabbing of lands in 2008.
The chiefs were complaining,
and yes, history is repeating itself.
Yes, they complained bitterly about the land grabbing in the country. The American watch say, "Ama series of meetings are omni president for a year. All the BJ. I know who say a whole lands and the few almost that thing also contributed. Emma NPP lose election
in 2008.
In 2000. And Kwame, whether you like it or not, remember Gamancha once said that the Greater Accra would decide the election.
Exactly.
Yeah, every year they decide, with the exception of the 2020 election. Now let me tell you something. The reason why I say, despite that we have business tycoons, the business moguls in the region are only the movers and shakers, but most of them are free Greater Accra. So the tone sometimes starts from the indigenous. So the indigenous, almost fine say almost gafuan kasa.
That's a typical the
yes, the tone starts from there.
Okay.
Now this is the tone that starts in the 2008. One of the tones here, Sir Ohinijan, Accra Sports Stadium now. The Ga people appealed to President Kufuor to name it after Ni Lai. You understand? But or bypassing Ni Lai and the Kotu Ohinijan. And no be a big issue. So it looks like this time a kofa and you basa as a gafono as a gafono play tribal card and no sad na your mode. Kwame 2016 they cannot say much because the whole Ghana wanted the change at that time
in 2016
and 2016 and now question and now down Kufuor check let us give him the opportunity. But 2020 Kwame, there's another insecurity coming. 2020 sorry 2024 the economic issue bekasa Kwame, and there's a fact.
Okay.
Because all the movers and shakers are here and also the land issues. The land issue is when the other yes, unlike the 2008 year. 2008 year all what the chiefs were complaining is fire and sassy but this time around when you say the bakwa beka ho different twist. What see would die kwa langas to me by the bugu. What see would die kwa no. These are insecurity in the region. People are not happy, and it looks like say omunya obi manin kama semo no. I mean, as for my be orphans. Yes, of course, Kwame, because listen to me. I have gone through some process. They make what I say. Yeah. And I'm acquire my land from a district assembly no assanction obi ahim for assanction. Ne say you put me down to go. Come do what do you expect? Ne say be the court district assembly na tinye lead me with the district assembly no the district chief executive is a political appointment. When tinye lead me aba man jam land bank when tinye lead me ku say my boka to go. Come can also reflect
in the elections.
So we are looking forward to see that. Say erosu betimi ama election yeah.
Very well. Mayen called the central region. In the central region, yet another interesting region. A lot of things happens in the central region. They are also a region. One more decided elections in Ghana. Now, the question is that fighting on our vote unya vote in Ashanti and Eastern regions area. Now we will come to the interesting twist of the 5 northern regions. The way I say Enema Air Flippy anyhow the NDC's John Mahama and Dr. Bawumia will be sharing the vote among themselves. And no ebeye ochina, but quickly Mamin take you through the central region for the presidential election history and it said your records so clearly the blue is telling you sir how many times the New Patriotic Party has won the region. So in 2000 the New Patriotic Party won the central region in terms of presidential figures. Then 2004 one more winning 2016 and then 2020 they won that particular region. Then comes 1996 NDC won the region. 2008 they won, and then 2012 they won. Now mind you sir, typically the central region enye homogeneous. I mean region awobeka say womu nyina no ebeka say womu nipa na abenti womu to aba ediaman. There is something interesting about the central region. In all these elections yakoni nyina no, there is always somebody or on the ticket of the NDC now or free the central region. Yet the central region indigenes do not necessarily womu fa no and share ho and to aba precisely. Okay, sir, Pakwesi Bekwe Misata, if we have NTS Atuaba, Professor Mills, if we have NTS Atuaba, that is not how Womo behave, because in the year 2000, President Mills was the candidate for the NDC, a typical fancy man, free central region. Yet the people of the central region voted massively for President Kufuor, and President Kufuor won with a 49.7% for the central region. 2004, President Mills again was the candidate for the NDC. Yet President Kufuor increasing the vote from 49% to 58%, reducing NDC vote one more accumulating in the year 2000. It reducing at about 38.9%. So clearly, it is not a matter of oye ye chrome ni ofri ye chrome enti definitely ye beto aba e dia mano. Now Nana Ziga eka bibi in 2008, like the case of President Akufo-Addo. By 2008, now former President Mills are contested, and this was the third time now Warba as a year presidential candidate for the NDC. The Central Region 2008 wanted change generally, and the region no voted massively at the man. 2012, John Mahama stepped into the shoes of a year the late Professor Mills, or also by were increasing from 50.6% up on to 52.1%, and then 2016 Nana Danko Akufo-Addo flips again the region in favor of the New Patriotic Party, and for about 4 consecutive times the New Patriotic Party winning that particular region. Now for 3 consecutive times the National Democratic Congress and so etimi winning the region. Now in recent times 2020 election a by 52.7% as against 45.9%. Clearly it tells you say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo won the Central Region in terms of the presidential result. Now you better share the dynamics and how it goes. Now 2020 figures are clearly it tells you baby are graphs no do, and this is just a synergy between the figures and the number of times are all the political parties winning that particular region, just as I explained earlier on. Nana, this is an interesting region. Every time yako into any major election, the NDC at every point in time, a central regional person, Fanti on their tickets. So 92 and reflected 92. Aka was there in the year 2000. Professor Mills was a Fanti. He became the flag bearer of the NDC. 2004 the same flag bearer. 2008 the same flag bearer. Now in 2012, our President Mills Edda Benkumsu John Mahama became the president, the candidate. Yet Osako Central Region Ekofa Parkwesi Queen Emisa Atta. 2016 Osanso Eniniko BM until say 2020 Onusu free ma Osako fa Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman. So for about 32 years in a row, every time be a NDC Beko election be it is either say a Fanti becomes the presidential candidate or becomes a running mate on the ticket of the party. Yet also the trend of event and history now, it tells you clearly say the Central Region does not necessarily look at those things. Say what for nipa where ye there enti yenhwe no ho ento abama no. Omo dynamics no e different. What makes it different? Nana mami entio.
Yes, Kwame. Central Region. Say NPP to me we need Central Region. Kwame, it will be the biggest news of the of a Fourth Republic.
Okay. So about to me winning for 2024
yes, will be the biggest news in the Fourth Republic. Because Kwame, they said they odi atudan pepepe.
Yes.
And every 4 years, almost the same. And every 4 years, no mercy, irrespective of development, the Central Region, our problem was water.
Okay.
Before 2008 election, Central Region will be our Central Region be any President Kofo was able to solve that. And the main major road in the middle belt of Central Region linked to Ashanti Region.
Okay.
That is their main trade. We say a simple suit to Asante Bekwai, which was $85 billion project. President Kofo didn't Kokura election.
Okay.
Yet they lost. You understand? President Mahama gave us a Kotokraba market. Kwame, one of the biggest.
Almost as a stadium.
Beautiful. You can say market. They gave people you can say stadium. They said Odi Kakan. Agranya Krom University of Cape Coast Training Resort and Conference Center. Kaswa Interchange, because technically
Kaswa and administratively
is part of Central Region. And the new 2 polyclinica, President Mahama the moment, yet they lost it. You understand?
Yes.
Now we are experiencing the same thing. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, you can never take this one from him. Kwame, massive infrastructure development going on in the central region.
Okay.
Kumfi Jews, talk about roads, fishing harbor in the Elmina, on and on and on. But Kwame, central region for Shasadian. If they decide say 12 a year change you Kwame, Opa Kofa 9/11. On the first World Trade Center, they will still vote against you.
Okay.
That is the thing that Kwame, as I say, you share near her a dear number a more yes, the American water.
Is it economic?
Yes,
activities I mean one more consider or more bottom no more consider and now said no more consider because recently when him say outboard motors near the Dr. Bawumia has said say young farmer or more on high purchase near but would that really reflect in the voter Ebeba on December 7th?
Kwame there be per the member who need it.
Yes,
Kwame obu decide so on best sound you understand and the economic issues. Economic issue Kwame based on 2008 baby now president go for the economy na ba behye Kwame enu nya dia betimi dia gina so e dia to abade atia a new patriotic party.
Okay,
but you see dynamics here I can say issues to be play role this year election the central region divided into three. Kwame you the northern belt, the middle and the southern belt.
Yes,
three tribes. You were the dangerous, you were Asin, and you were the fantasy, the typical fantasy. Kwame, the danger top no, or the NPP winning, it is only one seat, and sometimes I acquire swing.
Okay.
But NPP will win the danger.
And
especially
no was your friend is saying Dunkwa on the enclave no but downstairs.
Yes.
A share borders with Ashanti region no. Okay.
They win. And I wish Napo decent every danger.
Okay.
Because a pedophile every danger. President Kofa confirm and a danger my hima and so I confirm. So it tells you that they are going to win it. But Kwame, when it comes to the better bet no, the influence of Canada Japan is diminishing. Sa now you know
a send for okay.
Kwame now you know diminishing. Adequately America say Kwame we share Canada the Japan. Say somebody would do because I sent for Omunya regional minister that I dear back call central regional na omudi bo a buy BH and now buy back company say I didn't see the DB regional ministers the regional ministers comes from the coastal area. Okay. So first time somebody not a regional minister but somebody coming from you or the president and that person by election upon his campaign he was not able to deliver the assent north for New Patriotic Party because the
assent north constituency
yes because me cooperate to media but me call promise you understand me president the amabo and the mayor campaign say I want to deliver this seat for New Patriotic Party I want to mami na enkofon hweson fanto aba mame kede de Japan na me be flag bearer for New Patriotic Party Kwame Oma responded to it. Okay. So it tells you that the influence of Ora kede de Japan as a whole Mecca as a whole because Mecca Simbiba and is diminishing but within the party Ora kede de Japan our New Patriotic Party and also the inability to become the flag bearer can reflect because people still not happy with how Iraq and the Japan
was treated.
Even though
he
was not treated bad.
We need the region.
Said one team, or we need the region, but one team we need the flag bearer. And we need region. Kwame, Papa na working enough. Our the back chair the title for what central region say. Ye nipa bako Kwame permit checks. And a command medino central region. Kwame that one a bit happening. And the Tosubia or Papa Kwasi Indom. Indom is a son of
the region. Yes.
And the Indom has set a lot of businesses in the central region. And most of Indom, the business and employees and Kofo employer more nankasa 80% of central region are central people. I did a bad year bet with you. Papa Kosindrom kwani nipa okwa santimamo o kafante obaha o kafante on fane fante niago. So most of the people that are employed are fante people. And this man is vigorously campaigning against New Patriotic Party say the new patriotic party are buying and abe collapsing the business. You understand? Eti Sadia na akoso oye campaign, and that campaign is not coming. Access like Oyamo Nwakasa the political party or your founder, but the campaign against new patriotic party is the son of your friend say
the region.
So the southern part of your friend say coastal area, no.
Yeah.
In fact, it will create a problem for
so Ofano Elmina commander.
Yes.
Any K in India Kadina.
Yes, everybody they will have a problem. Okay. And the last one, Alan Chamate's factor. Kwame, Alan is a fancy technically, biologically is a fancy because Alan's mother is a fancy. Ne papa na ya Asante. Diameko acha say. Alan akada say. Mayor Fante Montuaba Mami in 2007 when you contested a Kufuado. I was Fante. Jamaican watcher say. And Alan Atra Elbina Pen. Jamaican watcher say. Alan, a son of Fante. And people know him. And technical was I could choose to Fante boy.
As a running mate.
And the guy is a youth. And the Juba Hawaiian Kwame, I know for sure. I know the part for the youth. Jamaican watcher say. And you should not forget say. Opi be about to Abadiama Lanchamate was Central Region. About 70% of them are NPP people.
So in the Central Region.
Yes, coming. Based on this, Sanoma when in Ake Kabomua, a pass a new patriotic party can win the Central Region. Whereby they have depreciated the number from 2000, the change of government year 2016 was a 53.22. So say about 51.2. You understand? And the NDC free 43.43, and the about 47.2. It means that the NDC are pecking, and they were able to flip the deficit of 13 seats to NPP about a deficit of 9 seats.
Okay.
So and anytime the NDC majority of parliamentary election, they maintain majority in parliament in Central Region.
Okay, and then the factor of Professor Jenano Pokuajeman coming in again as a year the running mate to Ora John Dramani Mahama. Now people criticize say in 2020 one said the honey effect, but now Oko Central Regional one in them jump, you understand, trying to touch base with the women, especially Kotokraba market near Dieno, also making sure say the side as a region onusu betimi ahwepe up some voter betimi aboa.
Let me tell you something here first. Nano Pokwajima is correcting what Atamils and Emisata did not do.
Okay,
you understand? He's correcting it because Emisata and Atamils thought that people would think that we are fantasy, so automatically do
vote.
And no anya djuma me de make what say some extent anya djuma de make what say now Kwame now no Pokwajima adia ebema now no Pokwajima saji we say no ne de na be different from Amisata and Atames. They say you see the two majority leaders Kwame, it will be very difficult to predict because they are all from the Central Region. Afenyo Martin and Atoforsen. Afenyo is popular than Atoforsen, but Atoforsen case
Amana
Baba is popular. So the two you cannot. So who say Nano Pokwajima Beka Atoforsen as a fancy card the same region against Afenyo Martin coming the way
they will weigh him.
Oh yes,
interesting. And that is the Central Region. And it's a place to watch out. And you can say NDC may take a lead in the Central Region.
I can see that.
Very well. Ma yenhwe the Western North Region quickly. Na yemfa enedi no NC Ochinayaba will pick some other regions. You bet me anywhere the enkomo. Now this is a region typically it used to be part of the Western Region itself. In 2018, a regional reorganization into President Akufo-Addo decided say obeche the Western Region already now the people are what the northern part of the Western Region had complained say proximity Ufri Seshi Debi so Seshi Awaso Bia East Bia West Batakradia na the regional capital na it was a very far distance. I will travel over 5 to 6 hours and sana waba bedu original capital. The reason why and they no commission no etna say who say as I said yetimi eche sa region no emo and now when the region used to be one, majority of the vote na NDC enya in the western region was coming from the northern part. And the northern part, obetimi akai the number of constituencies. As we speak, we have 9 major constituencies in that particular region. Now, from 96, this data an accumulation of the way our election history SCIA in the few years you're organizing major elections under the 1992 dispensation. Now in 1996. Reverend Paul.
But
yes.
Before you go on, ma'am, young clear sad we answer. 96 nanya Western door, but the way I hear the market, yeah, checks you who say, yeah, to abadi bia, o kosa side of one. Na a whole result.
Yes, and so mame, and then I'm about to explain. You know what I'm saying is that so in 2018, your chair region, in all this while, region no are a part of Western region, but constituency yet free Western region what they are called Western North no yet to about there is a data it offer BBNI and we also be quiet ye election data the winning presidential no data no the winning parliamentary the data is available oko a year 7 years so a contomra oko a sehibodi something he constituency. So the data is there. Now putting the data together, it is clearly a stronghold of the National Democratic Congress. Okay, because generally yentuaba in the western North region, the New Patriotic Party, and we need major seat in the region no other. Now in 1996. Clearly, NDC presidential won by 79.3%. Okay, uputi regions constituencies are together now. A compilation of the result a free data nimo eba offer 9 constituencies now o track it on presidential elections history and record. This is what you are getting, but we have simplified it for you. We've been able to do the extract from the previously existing western region yet western north eddy free womumu. Now 2000 President Kufuor came, still the NDC won with 62.9%, then 2004 59.1%, as well 2008. So clearly every major election year up until 2020 the NDC keeps winning that particular region. Region for me call the parliamentary seat na yen check here say say the New Patriotic Party out of the 9 constituencies one more winning BBNI and we also be quiet Abuajijedu Ababedi for over 3 terms and no Ekoye and the former boss CEO so Ababetuaso. So currently seat award the Western North Regional a year safe seat for the New Patriotic Party BBNI and we also be quiet Sehi also and then Sehi Akontomra the Honorable Alexander. Now 96. Clearly, the NPP had no seat in that particular region. NDC had 4 seats in the year 2000 election. NDC had 4 seats in there. Mind you, elections not yet constituencies nibi at the count. So previously, the 4 seats are there in terms of constituency in 96 and 2000. NDC winning in 2004. NPP won 2 seats. The NDC won 5 seats. 2008 NPP had 1 seat, the NDC had 6 seats. 2012 then you have a year 1 seat and then 8 for the NDC in 2012. 2016 NDC had a year 6 seats and then the NPP had 3 seats. Up until 2020, a year Kaseno, the NDC is having about 6 out of the 9 constituencies forming a year the Western North region. And now typically, the Western North region it's a good zone for the NDC. Say they can maximize a lot of seats. So you have our Win constituency, you have Swaman constituency. That enclave in NDC strong seat. This time round, Unim Abanga, right?
Yeah,
the Oko youth organizer for the New Patriotic Party, he is trying to secure one of the seats from the Awowin enclave for the New Patriotic Party. It is a serious contest in that particular enclave. Then over the down south, what something he constituency no body then you go to Akando constituency no or non so say obetimi a maintaining. Akando is facing a very tough competition because say ye ka say o man hene na or you man hene for a year sahi traditional area, so we also traditional council no neba oji ahoho ana neba air contested contested with Unia, okay.
So I say Damongo,
exactly.
Yes,
so quite an interesting one. Indigents now contest, a modern and it's very interesting. Then you come to Bibiani and Riaso Bekwai, Alfred Obeng. Edaso Ewoho as their parliamentary candidate. This time round, the NDC is saying, sir, they want to secure the Sehuyosu seat. It is a Wokai Polivans Edua, the former Western Regional Minister, used to be there, and a Dr. Kweko Friye Ebabetu now, Wababet so up until now. In 2024, Dr. Friye M. Kobium, okay, the former environment minister, he's no longer contesting. A fresh candidate from the NDC is coming, and then a fresh candidate from the NPP is coming. The NDC is bent on say Sehuyo no Ababe, the regional capital no omubetimi secure that seat. Now a contomra baby now report in 2012, okay, until 2012 NDC nya division in a contomra, they used to win that particular seat in Sefia Kontomra. Say Kaseno, the deputy whip, right? Regent Deputy Alexander. Alex, one on the cross seat for the New Patriotic Party. The NDC is saying, say, Womobeji sa seat, that seat is almost becoming the same way. Bibiani and Yasu be quiet, no aye. Alex per se or semantic a Kontomra seat, na ebe the safest seat for the New Patriotic Party in that region. Okay? For Bibiani and Yasu be quiet, for the time being, Abuajije do buy any time no be seen ne Alfred or being abeto aso o seeking the second term no NDC entimi enya parliamentary candidate be a wetimi agi seat no back to the NDC. So Bibiani Ariaso Bekwai has become a safer seat for the New Patriotic Party. And nine constituencies in there, but the NPP has 3 seats as at the end of the 2020 general election. Ama NDC Ekra 6 to see. The interesting thing is that we watch to see how many seats NDC betimi aflipping or better still no the ebetimi akwakodi the New Patriotic Party and so afa. Maminti a quick one on this na yen wrap it up for your time so anisa.
Yes, Kwame, we time I can have a lot to say, but you see a New Patriotic Party so betimi aflippe Western North because we so share gap nenye or two ayibia o share presidential na say gap nenye said anye ayibia the last election which I feel a normal creative region.
Yes.
Eti COVID ne sa ha ban na ma wantimi amfa development anan ko mo peno anko papa. I say Jamaica say o mantimi anya development anan mo peno amfa anko. And this time around I have heard a lot of paramount chiefs Western North almost cut the benefits omenya
from the region.
The RCC, the Agenda 111, elevation of some of the district nibi ya pejamu to municipal state blah 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 Kwame. So in all this no say Kwame say etimiya ready as on my penny promises say in 2020 say 400 projects and no the entire region. By the time I near 2020 election, now Kwame Mukuta 140 projects are now completed. So we are looking forward to say the 200 and something no akan say in cases are binding to me and I say even at least about 300. Next one to be campaigning here based on the chiefs. Abaku say kwame omo ya agenda adima New Patriotic Party enyem nwanwa say the New Patriotic Party can flip the Western North.
The Western North region. Yes. Quite an interesting one. Yes. Chairman Ben Amma, Mamin Chiada paid the regional chairman of the NPP.
They can flip.
In the Western North region. Mamin Chia Bigedu. So the big chairman, two Nina are very strong. Now again, the Western North region a lot to offer to the NPP because the closest person to Dr. Bawumia's office is from that region.
Yeah.
The executive secretary.
Now you mentioned the name.
Okay. Executive secretary. Bibia Bawumia Bibia no ne na dwe hono is from that region. Yeah. In fact, a lot of things free Akando constituency no enclave anymore.
But Akando also problem.
A lot of things to do. But the question is that how do you flip? Because that region precisely a farming region, okay? Yeah. Region a lot of farming activities. They are looking at their cocoa, they are looking at how farm supplement, fertilizers, any their keka. You understand? Then typically, say galamsey so a predominant in those particular region. It's quite an interesting one. Say going forward, big do your contractor or CNPP buy onye Jumada as regional chairman. Or Sheso Betimi galvanizing a lot of vote for John Mahama to come and then make sure say or also go back to the construction work at Juma Oye. But regional is an interesting one to look out for going into a year December 7. But my ever here, Nana,